All right, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Yemi Babitin Ashai. I lead United People Global as the president, and it's great to see that we come together once again to be united for Ukraine. I want to say thank you. Your presence really matters, and we can say we have several people here who are regulars. So thank you. It's very good to see you coming back. And let's just use this as a chance to check in. That's what this is for all of us. A chance to check in, a chance to share thoughts, ideas, feelings, actions that we can take. So it's just our space. We will probably run today for about an hour. And as usual, we typically start by opening the floor. So anybody can put their hand up and share. We ask our Ukrainian brothers and sisters to wait so that the non-Ukrainians go first, kind of share what's on your mind. Anything is fine. And then at that point, we then hand over to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters for, sometimes they have a presentation to share with us, well, almost always, and some thoughts. After that, we open the floor again. So this is really our space, okay? But before we formally start, and I'm so happy Mary is ready, so Mary will come to you. We always kick off with the Ukrainian national anthem, and I will be standing. You're welcome to sit or stand as you please, and then we will kick off the agenda. So if you allow me to go here. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please let us begin. As I've said, we kick off by opening the floor. So if you want to share anything, please raise your hand. While you are deciding if you want to share, I'll just throw in a few words. So I know we're all preparing for Easter. Some people have already traveled for Easter, and I think that's wonderful. But I'm very, very sad that Russia is preparing for bigger attacks on Ukraine, and it's like the world is just doing a countdown. If you watch any major news network, it's like, oh, it's going to start any moment now. And as you know, I'm ashamed that the world is watching this happen. I don't think we should be commentating on it. I think we should be closing the space. I think we should enforce the peace. I don't believe in declaring war on Russia, but I don't believe in letting our brothers fight each other. And I'm very sad because it doesn't really matter what I think. History is going to judge all of us who were alive at this time the same way. We watched this. And so my prayer is somehow the world finds the courage to enforce the peace. My prayer is somehow we don't just watch and comment on what Russia is doing in Ukraine. We stop it from happening. That's my prayer. Again, it's personal. And every view is welcome here, okay? So please, Mary, please put your hand up if you still want to speak, but please use the app, or if you're on the computer, find the way to raise your hand. But we kick off by opening the floor. So I think Mary's hand was first, and then Judith, and then Sammy. Anybody else put your hand up? You can share what's on your mind, a thought, a question, a feeling. The floor is open. So Mary, you've got the microphone. Please unmute. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mwihaki, or Mary, as Yemi puts it. I'm from Kenya, from the sustainability class of 2022. I just want to say you are not alone. I am here, and we are here to stand with you, our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. I work with children, and I'm so passionate about children, and the thought of imagining what kids in Ukraine are going through right now, I can't even fathom the thought. So I just want to say we are standing with you. You are in our prayers. And thank you, Yemi. Thank you, UPG, for keeping the conversation going, because this is how change comes. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mwihaki. Thank you, Mwihaki. All right. Judith, you've got the microphone. Please unmute.
Thank you, Yemi. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's really become meaningful and important to me to see your faces here every week. So thank you all for being here. I also wanted to mention, to tag on to what Yemi said. Yes, it's Easter on Sunday, and for my family, it's Passover starting tomorrow. And Passover is a holiday, a ritual where we sit down and we remind ourselves about how our ancestors struggled to be free and their exodus from slavery to freedom. And so my greatest wish now is that our Ukrainian brothers and sisters are free from this horrible yoke of aggression and war, but also for my people, the exodus was a permanent exodus. They left forever. And so another of my greatest hopes is that that is not true for our dear Ukrainian brothers and sisters, that they get to have their homeland in safety and freedom again. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Judith. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's powerful. Thank you. I believe the next hand was Sammy. So Sammy, please. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Sammy Martin. And for me personally, Ukraine has been a home because I stayed in Ukraine for a 5 years. Yeah, I was in Vinity. So I have a question to Oksana. У мене питання до тебе, до вас. Коротше, що буває там зараз в Україні? Що буває? Ви зараз в Україні чи в іншій країні? Що буває там?
I think that later during our presentation we will answer your question.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Sammy. You put a smile on their faces all at the same time. It was beautiful to see. So we can't wait to hear the question later. But where are you now, Sammy?
All right, I'm not in Ghana right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to do my master's, but unfortunately the war happened. So I'm trying to go either Canada or somewhere else to do my master's.
Okay, but were you in Ukraine when the war broke out?
Home to me. I went during 2014. That was when Crimea was ongoing. The fight was ongoing in Crimea. Yeah, but I was in Vinity then, so I was in the western part of Ukraine, so it wasn't that scary.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for sharing, Sammy. Thank you. I believe the next hand was Hafsa, and then Ben, and then Mariami. So Hafsa, you've got the microphone. Please unmute your mic and share.
Hello, everyone. everyone. Thank you so much. I am Hafsa Tahir from Pakistan, and I'm going to try my best to not just to control and to not cry while I say this. It's just that so I'm a journalist, a young journalist, and my job is basically to cover international news. Right? That means that every day I'm this, and I have goosebumps right now because every day I'm writing these news stories, and I'm a young person. I'm passionate. I'm a UPG candidate, right? That explains it. But here I am sitting behind my laptop or my computer, so helpless, right? And if I, as a spectator, feel so helpless, I wonder how helpless those little kids feel. And it just breaks my heart because I don't know if you guys saw, there was a letter that a little girl wrote to her mother who had passed away. There was the mothers are writing on the backs of their children, and it's just terrible. And I just want to those suffering people that are listening to me, that even though yes, maybe we cannot relate to your suffering as much because we are free in the end, but we we empathize with you, and it pains us a lot. So we are praying for you. And another thing that I would like to add, so I'm a Muslim, right? And Muslims all over the world, we know that they are victims of war, right? And so maybe not. So as a Muslim also, I really relate to this because I've been seeing my brothers and sisters suffer from all of this, and now it's just escalating every day. I really hope that we become better human beings eventually. And I really want everyone to know that we are praying for you and we're doing our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hafsa. Thank you. And we're sending you love as well. Pain or grief is a strange thing. Somehow it feels better when it's shared. So I don't know if I can explain it, but whatever grief you came here with, you're not alone. And those of us who feel grief too, you've made us feel a little bit better. So thank you for bringing your pain here. Thank you so much, Hafsa. Ben, you're next, and then Mariam.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi to the Ukrainians. It's always nice to see you guys, and obviously I wish it was under better circumstances. I think one thing that's become extremely evident over the past few weeks is I remember when this first started, and the original feelings, as Yemi said, obviously you get different emotions. And I remember the original emotion was one of sort of like almost like a backstabbing, as in the world had just gone through COVID, and we were all suffering, and nothing was right, and we had this opportunity to rebuild as a globe and become better. And then Russia did this, and it's like you've just ruined everything. You've taken it apart, and you just feel kind of betrayed. And as it's gone on, and sort of it's got worse, and things have happened, that it turns from sort of a betrayed to sadness to pain. And I think it kind of gets to that point of anger when I read about Mariupol and the suspected nerve agent. And you're like, purely because I think it was Biden that said 2 weeks ago about engaging with military US operations if chemical weapons were used. And then chemical weapons get used and Biden stays quiet. And you're kind of like, now you're at a point of sort of anger because you're like, you've told them that you're going to help if they go too far. They've gone too far and you're still not helping. And so I always feel like everyone's just leaving Ukraine on their own. We're sending over, I know Boris went to Kiev and sent over more military equipment and things, but you're like, there's no point sending over, missiles if there's no one there to fire them. We have to help. And so I think I'm at a point where I'm anger. And like Lily says there, the reality check is, we have to all move. Otherwise, Russia will keep going. They will just, like Yemi said, they will just increase their forces and they will push harder and harder and harder because they will not lose. They refuse to lose. And when you have something as evil as that, it's like Hitler in 1944. And he fought to Berlin. He wouldn't in the streets of Berlin. You had 12-year-old, 13-year-old boys shooting and killing because that's how much he wouldn't give up. And Putin has that same mindset. and he won't just surrender and give in. Either someone gets rid of him from within the establishment, or we have to do something as the Western world. My dad got sent to war over oil. Okay, apparently oil is more valuable than Ukrainian lives, children's lives. You know, so there's a point of me of anger at this point, and distrust, and I've lost a lot of faith in the government, my government, the American government, the people that promised that we'd protect you, and we haven't. So yeah, that's the point I'm at. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. So let's just send Ben some love. And thank you for channeling your anger into action. Okay, by being here, by speaking. I'm obviously also disappointed, but I know that leaders, especially political leaders, they listen for the voices of the people. They're waiting for the people to compel them to act. Right now, they're not sure. So they think it's safer not to act. And this is why it's important we're here. This is why it's important we post on social media. We have to amplify these voices where we tell them, enforce the peace. We are not afraid. We can't, as humanity, stand and watch this. So by being here, you're doing something. Thank you. I don't agree with the leaders, but I can understand how politicians need to wait for the green light from the people. And we have to give them that green light. Sadly, Putin said at the beginning of the war that if you intervene, you're going to create World War III. And somehow they've chosen to listen to the bully. What kind of mental trap is that? How do you let yourself do that? I mean, seriously, you let the bully frame the conversation. It's a shame. And history would judge us really badly. But we shouldn't let this next escalation happen. All right, 2 more hands, and then we'll move on to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Mariami, and then Leilani. That's okay. Mariami, you got the mic.
Thank you so much. I am Mariami, and first of all, I want to thank you to you, this UPG family, because the organizing of this meeting and the possibility to hear our Ukrainian brothers and sisters' voice. Thank you so much. And a few days ago, I was reading some posts of my Ukrainian people, and one of them said that we asked to send us children's food and clothes, but we don't need it anymore because there are no children anymore. So this phrase killed me, and it's so horrible that these innocent people, these innocent children are dying in this war. And I want to say to Ukrainian people that don't think that we forget you, don't think that we don't think about you, because we think about you in every minute. I have a grandma who is very, very old, and she even cannot even talk and walk, and she calls me every day in the evening, in the morning, and she asks me that what's happening in Ukraine and what's happening in Ukrainian people, and are they safe or not. So I want to say that we pray for you, we are here for you, and we try to do everything to help you. So I'm sending my love, glory to Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariami. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Leili, if you can please unmute the mic. Apologies. Tell us how to pronounce your name, please.
It's correct. Thank you so much, Amy. So hello, my name is Leili. I'm from Indonesia. If you guys know, my country is hosting the G20 presidency this year, and there are groups in Indonesia who put effort for Ukraine to be part of this event in November to bring this issue into attention, where there are leaders gathering around the world, including the Russian leader. So I am here to give my biggest support to the Ukrainian brothers and sisters, and I condemn the war that is happening now. And my heart goes for those who lost their families, especially the children. And with the highest respect, please allow me to say, Slava Ukraini. Thank you.
Awesome.
Героям слава.
Thank you.
glory to heroes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we advance now with the agenda and we welcome our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. You have the floor. So please tell us how you would like to spend the time. Anything you want to share, you've got the mic, you've got the floor.
Yemi, today we have presentation as usual.
What a surprise! No, but thank you so much. I love how organized you are. Thank you so much. So you're free. You've got the mic and the floor.
Thank you. I will share the presentation and Danka will start.
All right, while we wait, I just want to say thank you again to everyone who's here. It's good to see you, Denilson. Geke, it's good to see you. Daniel, it's very good to see you. Thank you all for joining. We will have another chance when they are done presenting. We will have another chance to open the floor. Good to see you, Jean-Marc. James. James was one of the first people here. Good to see you, James. All right, back to you.
Okay, I think I can go. Actually, it's our fifth presentation. And thank you everyone who come. We decided to start this presentation from some newsletter. And now you can see updated, the map. You can see updated map. Where is Russian forces now? In the bottom, like Alexandra, could you see where is like Mariupol now? Yeah, here is Mariupol. Is like one of the hottest point. Also, you can see that there is like some air raids attack in Kharkiv, in Izium, and actually you can show it. About updated information. Next slide, please, Alexa. Yeah, we tried to show you like the main news which happened during this week. For me, it was hard to decide what is the main, what is less main. But I guess most of you know about or at least hear about this. Russia infected Точку. It's like kind of weapon, and it was like just dropped down in Kramatorsk railway station in April 18, and the thing is that there were like about 4,000 people in this railway station. They all was like waiting for their trains to like escape from Kramatorsk. Unfortunately, 57 people were killed and 109 wounded. And you can see, Alexa, maybe you could show this like задетей. It's like there is like real napis on the
signature
sign. Yeah, it's like a real sign in this like weapon. It means like for children. And why Russia just drop it down for children? Another thing, it was shared by Ben, if I'm not mistaken, that Russia actually started use poison. Azov, it's like our army in Mariupol who
they on in the April 11, they announced that Russia occupation forces used a poison substance and without unknown origin. And maybe you hear about this, that like this poisoned, like this like poison what firstly used in the second in the first World War. And now it's when I hear this news, I compare this like Hitler and this kind like Putin. Yeah, but thankfully only 3 people suffered, but they are alive. Another thing is you can see this photo, Alexandra, in this Mariupol, this corridor or something like that. It's like photo from Mariupol City Council. And in this corridor, you could, I don't think that you could recognize, but actually there is like dying bodies, and Russia disguises this body and use mobile crematories in order to like just hide everything that they do. And there is like information from main intelligence, from Ministry of Defense, that actually they have 13, not 13, yeah, 13 mobile crematories. Yeah, and now Oksana will tell more about other news.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. As you remember, those who were here last week, last time we talked about the crimes committed in Bucha, and now we have some new facts of these horrific crimes committed by Russian occupiers in the suburbs of Kyiv. For now, it is estimated that more than 400 civilians were killed only in Bucha. According to Lyudmila Denisova, Ukraine's ombudsman for human rights, about 25 girls and women aged 14-24 were systematically raped during the occupation in the basement of only one house in Bucha. 9 of them are pregnant now. Russian soldiers told them they would rape them to the point where they wouldn't want sexual contact with any men, to prevent them from having Ukrainian children. Further, a couple of days ago, Ukrainian intelligence published the intercepted phone conversation between one of the Russian soldiers and his wife, where she approves raping Ukrainian women in case her husband uses protection. I have no words to comment this. I can only repeat again what has been said many times here, that this war is not against our government or the West or NATO. This is the war against Ukrainian nation. And we're guilty basically because we exist and because Russians have decided that their mission is to wipe us out of existence, and this is genocide. On 11th of April in Tallinn, here you can see the picture, women protested against mass rape of Ukrainian women by Russian soldiers near the Russian embassy. Such protests will most probably never reach Russian diplomats, but they are necessary to call for action, to force the world to stop watching this like it is a horror movie that you can turn off once you are bored. This is the reality of Ukrainians, for our women, our children, and the world has to stop it. And here in the left, you can see Viktor Medvedchuk, a key Kremlin ally in Ukraine and personal friend of Putin. He was captured by Ukrainian special forces after fleeing home arrest when Russia invaded. Russia immediately reacted on this situation and claimed that this is a persecution of the leader of the opposition in Ukraine. However, in reality, before the Russian invasion, he was detained for high treason and escaped from home arrest. Now he will be judged according to Ukrainian law, and later our president considered to exchange him as a valuable figure for Putin to captured Ukrainian. Thank you, and I will give the floor to my colleague.
Yeah, and now more like news like that is more international. I guess many of you hear that in 11th of April, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, visit Kiev. And why we mentioned this, because it was like an announcement visit. Like Ukrainians couldn't predict that he visit Kiev. And the thing is, why this meeting is so important, because after this meeting, Boris Johnson said that he gave that the Great Britain gave Ukraine some military assistance. And now you could see in this like media, work media, and this like how Boris Johnson, maybe you see this video. If you do not see, like just Google it, Boris Johnson in Kyiv, how they are working with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. For me, it's like they are really good friends, just like walking around the streets. And why in Kyiv? Because I will remind that actually Russian troops leaves Kyiv, all Kyiv region. Maybe Олександра or Оксана. Як сказати визволення? I don't know how. Sorry, my Ukrainian colleagues. Yeah, sorry. It's really hard word, but we will translate. It's so important. Yeah, and then I move. And after this reason, another presidents of
yeah. Liberation.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you all remind it, because on the beginning of April, if I'm not mistaken, it was at the 1st of April, all Kyiv region was liberated by Ukrainians, and that's why for us it's so important. And we hope Russian troops wouldn't come to Kyiv again. And the thing is that after Boris Johnson visit, another president of Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Poland arrived in Kyiv. So now you can see how world leaders go to us. And another, it seems for me important, so I put it. There was two news. Finnish Prime Minister said that they possibly want to join NATO, and possibly they will made their application. And also she mentioned that it's because of war in Ukraine, because of Russia invasion. And the same thing we can see in Sweden. Sweden Prime Minister also joined to going to apply to join the NATO. And personally for me, it seemed that some European countries want to be more stronger in order to prevent such things which are going on now in Ukraine. And also we wanted to remind you about Bucha genocide. because in April 13, yeah, some of world leaders just mentioned in their speech that these things which happened in Bucha, in Kiev region, for them it's is real genocide of Ukrainians. It was said by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and also with the President of Colombia. Yeah, cool. And next slide. It's like you also saw the slide, I guess, earlier. We shared it. We mentioned it because here is the resources where you could check information in English language, but it's like from Ukrainian media. They do it really quickly, and also you could read here like short news or like long reads.
Thank you, Danka. And I will move on to the next slide. Every time we give these numbers for you to realize the scale of Russian terrorism. And you see these numbers are lives, Ukrainian lives. So since February 24th, 197 children were killed, and at least 341 children were wounded. And I would like to emphasize that this is only official numbers, and we believe that real numbers, they are much higher, because there are many occupied territories, and we don't have information from that cities, from that towns and villages. So these are only official numbers. And next numbers shows that there are over 4 million refugees. So in the whole world, today's wave of migration is the largest since World War II. And concerning internally displaced people, approximate numbers are from 3.5 to 7 million people that are internally displaced. 7 million, it's numbers that gives UN, and 3.5 million, these numbers, approximate numbers, that gives Ukrainian scientists. So we don't know the exact number. It's and it's obvious. It has obvious reasons, because we don't have official procedure for everyone to be officially registered as IDP, and we move to the next slide. Danka.
And we also wanted to say, to show you how what support support us. And here in the next slide, I guess many of you also saw it. You can see some protest in countries abroad. For example, here is like protest in Poland near the Russian embassy, and you see like this kind of items children chose, like this TV or something like that. It's like symbol of those who died because of Russia, children especially. and also it tells that like Russia, Russia's troops, before they leave Ukraine, they took something. It was a kind of looting, and in some media you can even see this video where Russian doing this looting. Next slide, Alexa. Another one, it's in Vienna. There is like 1,000 candles, and these candles, like this is a memory of Ukrainians who died during the bomb. Next slide. This one, I could first your reaction, maybe what is it? This is artificial blood, and it was in the Czech Republic, where activists come to Russian embassy and just dope this artificial blood, saying that it's really bad, like killing Ukrainians. Another one. And this is, I think most of you saw it because it was in the cover of Times on the March 28th. The thing is that street artist, if I not JRs, if I spell it correctly, he made this like installation with photo. This installation is the photo of 5 years girl, Valeria, and unfortunately she was forced to leave Ukraine. And thing is that firstly this installation was presented in Lviv in Ukraine, but then now it's presenting in different European countries, in Vienna, if I'm not, in Venice, if I'm not mistaken, and also in Paris, and I think now in other countries. Yeah, I think it's all from me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Danka. And if you were present on our first meeting, you remember this some kind of map. And on the first meeting, we asked you to realize the scale of Ukrainian heroism. As you see there, this is Ukraine, and this is Russia. And now I will show you again this map that was on the first slide. You see the Ukraine, sorry. And now I want you to realize the scale of Mariupol's defenders' heroism. As you see, Mariupol is here, and on this part of slide, I'll try to show it a little bit closer. And the city, the most part of the city, is not occupied.
I guess she's frozen.
Oh, I guess yes.
If I'm wrong. No humanitarian support. There is no water, no electricity. And if you remember stories of our friends from Mariupol who told us their stories last time, you remember that there is no resources to survive. And this red zone, these are places where Russia, these territories are occupied with Russian armies, and here is Russia. So they have no place to live, and we have no way to help them, because on these territories there is no forest. So this territory is strategically inconvenient, because no one can move there without being detected. And I have a personal story. Russian boats, they work. And a few days ago, I received a letter on my private email from so-called Vladimir Azov. As you remember, Danka said that Azov is one of our
defenders, maybe army that defend Mariupol.
Yeah. And in the letter they wrote, they called me with my name and my father's name, which is private information, and told me that don't believe that Ukrainian authorities try to help us, because they do nothing. They left us, they forget about us, and you should know that Russians, they are not good, but better people than Ukrainian authorities. After I read this letter, first thing I made, it was, I asked my husband, please tell me if I didn't, that I didn't damage my laptop with this email, because I understood that this was a spam. And interesting thing that when Russians try to do, they try to make us fight with each other, because they are interested in it, because it would be easier for them to fight with us when we are fighting with each other. And I realized that this was the kind of instrument to do this. And I told all my friends about this letter, and I told them, please don't believe it and don't do nothing. So when Russians write these letters, they don't call to action. But if you don't know Ukrainians, I will tell you that we are very active people. And if we share the information, we always ask for action. You heard about Maidan, about Revolution of Dignity, about Orange Revolution. We always act. We are fighters, and we know what is democracy. And I want to. So at the beginning of this meeting, Yemi said that about importance of our voices. So this is the way how civil society works. You use the power of your voice. Even now, these days in Ukraine, well, all Ukrainians are forbidden it, and we realize why, to criticize our authorities, and we don't do that. But we know why we do this. Even now, when some депутати, дівчат, як буде?
Politicians.
Some
deputies,
politicians decided to change the words of our anthem, we started to say, how dare you? So the whole world know the exact words of our anthem. This is a symbol of Ukrainians. The whole world, every people in the world know this. And you want to change the words, and everybody started to react. And this is how civil society works. After they saw our reaction, they forgot about this idea. And that is why I tell you, if you have the most powerful tool in your life, it's your voice. Use the power of your voice. And with your permission, I will continue the presentation. Every time, maybe last time was the only exception, I'll try to share one joke that is appeared in our society since this invasion started. So the Pope doesn't believe in God as much as we believe in armed forces of Ukraine. So if you trust in God, please forgive us, but this this is our life is okay. My emotions don't let me to speak, but I guess you realize what we mean. And this is a picture from official pages in social media from our armed forces of Ukraine, and it says that Ukraine is holding on our shoulders, and we really believe in our army. And our soldiers are not the one who fights in this war. Here you see my friend. Well, actually, my husband is a godfather of his son, and he and his girlfriend, they feed pets in Bucha. You heard about Bucha, and we told you about it last time. So there's no people there right now, and they, since the girlfriend of this of my friend, she is from Bucha, and the house of her parents was destroyed, totally destroyed. So there's no way to reconstruct it. You have to build a new one. Luckily, she managed to took her parents abroad, so they are safe, and but the house is destroyed. And they came back to Bucha and tried to feed as many pets as they could find, and there were really huge dogs, and usually people afraid to come to them, but I saw video. These dogs were they wanted, you know, to hug, to come closer. They really damaged. I don't know how to the exact word, but I guess you understand. And next time, I believe we will try to tell more information about different fronts of fighting, how Ukraine society fights, and that everybody, journalists, artists, they are fighting. They are keeping our army. We're strong because we are together. Danka, please.
And you also saw this slide. Actually, there is a different way how you can support Ukraine, like sign petition, join rallies, or organize your protest near Russia embassy in your country. Also, in the donation, you can see the first and the second. It's like specific donation for Ukrainian army. Like the first one is all Ukrainian NGO, and another one is National Bank of Ukraine. Yeah. Next one.
Oksana, please.
I think it's you, Alexandra.
It's me. Okay. Okay.
It's a big responsibility, Alexandra, to tell about this.
Okay. So we've been thinking how we can help more, because as we as people who are present here, we all are leaders, and some of us are already has certificate that they are sustainability leaders, and some of us only during this preparation process, in the middle of preparation process, and we decided that, you know, a little thing that you can do to help us to spread the information, to show your support. It's to record a short video, and we will collect these small parts, and we'll make 1 or 2 minute video, and we'll share it to support Ukraine, as many artists do today for Ukraine. So here are the details. It had to be 10 or 15 seconds video, vertical format, and this is words that you may say. So for example, this is Alexandra from Ukraine. I stand with Ukraine. I call the world to spread the true information, or I call the world to use your voice for your politician to act, so something like that, and then to download it. Yeah. So all the details, and the deadline is April 18, and I believe that we can postpone the deadline if it's needed, and we will share this information on a forum, of course, for everybody who think that who want to act will act. It will have this ability to act.
Alexandra, could I add details?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted, why we put the deadline, I just reminded Yemi, it's would be so cool, because I know that in April 20, we have like a next meeting about Ukraine. I think it would be cool if in the beginning we show this video, like for all, that's why we put this detail, yeah.
And we will share this presentation, so all information will be available. And we ask for your ideas. Please help us with your ideas, because we want to be useful in our community for these meetings. If you have ideas, what the information we can share with you, or if you have ideas about some projects we could start to help Ukraine, as we know that many of sustainability leaders, they unfortunately they have this terrible I forgot the word, dosved. Experience, and maybe this experience will let us some way, will help us to find some ways to how to say it, okay, for us to be useful for our community and for the world. So if you have any ideas, please, we will be so happy to hear as you leaders, and I believe you have ideas. Please, you can tell it right now, or you can write it on forum, or find us on forum, or in some Instagram, Facebook. We are everywhere. Please share these ideas with us, as we want. We are really interested to enforce the peace. We are those who are really interested, as we want to go home and to be to have this peace, and not to have war in front of our doors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, can we just show them lots of love? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're such powerful examples of how to use a space like this. You guys take it seriously. You do your best to be as objective as possible. You cite your sources. And as I've said many times, we would forgive you if you weren't objective. I mean, your country, this is an existential, this is the definition of an existential crisis. The person attacking your country doesn't want you to exist, your identity to exist. So if you were not objective, I would still be supporting you. But you go through great lengths to be objective. So thank you so much for the courage that you showed. Thank you. And I'm personally speaking, I think it's a beautiful idea, the video. Awesome. And I love that even though we come here to share, we're always action oriented. There's always a discussion about what can we do, even if it's just donate, even if it's just talk. It's, you know, what can we do? And so now this video is another good example of something we can do. So thank you. I think it's beautiful. I also love that you've invited people to share ideas. So this is the true act of people who believe in the power of people. No one person has all the ideas. And so, family, I'd like to invite everyone to please respond. If you have ideas, you can share it now. You can share it on the forum. You can message them privately. Who knows what idea is going to make a difference somewhere? It doesn't have to be an idea that makes a difference globally, right? If it just works in one community, it's making a difference. Or in one country, it's making a difference. So the floor is open again. If we can just show them once again some love for their beautiful, beautiful and thoughtful and comprehensive presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you. The floor is open. Anybody who wants to speak, use the Zoom menu option, raise your hand and you'll get the mic. Okay, Hafsa, you've got the mic first, but the floor is open if anybody wants to speak. Thank you.
Thank you
Hafsa, please
so
go ahead.
much. Thank you. Okay, so I recently read this story about how there was an idea of therapy dogs, and Ukrainian children were being helped, and they were being, given a therapeutic environment by those dogs. So they play with them, and they feel better because it's a very stressful environment. So since I'm a mental health activist, obviously I do not want to invalidate, but needless to say, the feelings that people are going through right now. But I would just like to point out that mental health should be our focus, should be your focus at this time. And even though you're going through a lot, maybe we can start something that focuses only on how to cope mentally and emotionally through this situation, especially for children. I cannot even fathom what they're going through right now. That's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Hafsa. Thank you for sharing. Danielson, you've waited your turn, so you got the microphone. Anything you would like to share, please unmute. And of course, Danka, Alexandra, Oksana, if you wanted to respond to anything anyone says, you're free to respond, okay? All right, Danielson.
I have a very great empathy for my friends from Ukraine. I have some friends from there. When I watch their videos with me, I feel so speechless because I'm trying to do something for you guys on my Instagram, asking my friends to share on their Instagram, stand with Ukrainian. And I would like to say, guys, you're not alone. I can feel the pain of you guys. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Okay, Danielson. Thank you so much, Danielson. Thank you. Thank you. And you're also not alone. There are others like you who are not Ukrainian, but we feel this pain. So thank you, Danielson, and bless you. Thank you so much. Chantel, you've got the microphone. Thank you.
I didn't expect it to be so easy, but I just, when Alexandra talked about how they just want to go home, that really struck me a lot. And, you know, it's the Holy Week and we're all anticipating Easter. And when we talk about Easter, we talk about hope even amidst bleakness, treachery, evil, darkness, and death. And, I've been beating myself up, wondering if I should say it. 'Cause what can someone who, is in the comfort of a room, like, what right do I have to talk about hope? But, I hope that somewhere within we still get to draw strength from, just this belief and this idea that even amidst it all, it'll end. It'll end, and that you all will be able to go home. And I guess on that concept, that idea of home, one thing is, at least for me, for certain, that what you guys are showing right now, the strength, the bravery, the courage, the love for your country, no matter what it is you guys go back home to at the end of this, you'll be able to rebuild your home. You will be able to make it better, make it what it was, make it what you want it to be. Because at the end of the day, what else is a country? What else is a nation? What else is nationalism apart from that, which you're showing today? And I think that in itself is a cause for hope, renewed hope, strengthened hope amidst everything. And I hope that, as you guys continue to hope, we continue to give you fuel to that, that our world leaders, that us as civilians, as people, can translate that into action as well. Because it's one thing to pray for things to change, for this thing to end. It's another to act on it. So I hope in all of our individual parts, everyone in this room and everyone watching this recording and everyone beyond that will just try to do their part to turn that hope into action so that this can end sooner for the Ukrainians, so we can all go back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantal. Thank you so much. Once again, a reminder, everybody, the floor is open. If you want the mic, you can raise your hand, and to our Ukrainian family, you can respond at any time to anybody. I think, Ankita, you're next. Please unmute.
Thank you for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop my video because my internet is very bad. I have been following the Ukrainian crisis ever since it started in February 24th. And for a person who was very sensitive and very emotional, I legit used to follow the information news sources. Given this platform, United with Ukraine, thanks to UPG, I just wanted to state one thing, that no matter which nationality we are from, we really
Ankita, I think we're losing you, Ankita. We heard you up to the point you said, I just want to say one thing, and then the devil intervened. You know how he always does this when you have just the one point you want to make. So maybe try again. Ankita, you want to try again? Okay, I think the network, hopefully she'll reconnect. Ankita, are you there? Okay, maybe we'll come back to you. I think she's going to try to reconnect, hopefully. All right, so Mihaki, you've got the microphone. Hopefully Ankita will be back.
Thank you so much, Amy. So many emotions going through, especially when I saw the number of kids who've died, 197. That's not a small number. That is someone's child, And I like the video challenge. And my idea would be, we have been challenged to do the video individually, but I believe we can have a stronger voice when we make our countrymen unite. How about maybe for our next challenge, this one we're going to do individually, maybe the next one we can add our friends to have more voices. For example, you can say, if you can get 10 friends, say a message to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. For example, I'll make my friends from Kenya say that I promise to, even if we don't have the challenge, and share it on social media, because I know the moment we speak as one, this is how our voices will unite for the whole world to see. So I love you so much, people from Ukraine. And yes, you're going to go back home soon, because I am here and we are here to make this happen.
I love it. Thank you. Mihaki, beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, demo hands. Thank you. So Mariami, you're next. Then Geke and then Anam. So
Thank
please,
you.
Mariami, unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the excellent presentation. I love this idea to share our ideas on the forum and also our videos. And I think there are many ideas in my head, and I'll share it on the forum. But for example, my friends, we are booked to their Airbnb, this site Airbnb, and they booked their flights in Ukraine, and of course they could not go and they cannot go now, but this money is leaving with these people. So it's maybe not so big, too big, but I think it matters. Also, for me as a law student, I can make and I can organize some meetings with my law professors and to share with you, with the UPG family and any other people, this meeting, and talk about this war. And yeah, I have so many ideas, but I will share it on the forum. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariami. I love how we are moving to action. All right, thank you. Geke, please unmute your mic. You've got the floor.
Hello, good evening, guys and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, hi.
Good evening. Hello? We hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Geke from Nairobi, Kenya, and whatever is happening in Ukraine is very sad. It's very sad to me, and I felt like whatever is happening in Mariupol, whatever is happening in Kharkiv, and whatever is happening in Donbass or wherever, I felt it with a lot of emotions, seeing all those kids cry. And what I want to say is that whatever you're doing is impeccable. You coming up with these slides, trying to talk about your country, means you are actually in the front line as part of the actually army, whatever is happening, or telling the world about it. So I'll want to maybe recap on whatever Muyaki has said. I feel like us engaging other people about the same, actually voicing our message out there will bring more effort towards actually realizing the goal of ending the war in Ukraine. Because I'm pretty sure many things have been lost, families and whatnot, properties have been lost, and this is very, very sad. And today I've been following it through actually from the first day, and I felt like we really need to do something. I haven't been here, but I feel like I need to actually share my video, talk to my friends to share it, or to actually share the message out there, so that we can also collectively create an impact to our friends in Ukraine. We're actually humans, and I feel like united people globally is united for the people, and we have to be there for the people.
Thank you, Geke. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anam.
Hi, Yami.
Hi.
Today's topic is really close to my heart, and I feel really, I can't express my emotions in words. I hear this presentation, and Ukrainian participant, they are doing wonderful job. I want to share idea that you guys and you all female activists, you all need to use your voice by social media. Like you have to run different campaigns, like ribbon campaign, poetry ribbon campaign for peace, and also share piece of flower for kids, and which title is "Say No to War." I submit my project in the UPG, and I also want to work for peace. And my idea is that you need to run a campaign whose title is "Say No to War" and share a piece of flowers for kids. You know, kids are so emotional, attached to every society. So by using your kids, your voice, your pen, you can achieve peace, and maybe you can shrink those what can I say? By using your kid's voice, maybe you get peace in your society. And I wish peace for Ukraine and for many other parts of the world which are facing conflicts.
Thank you, Anam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anam. Thank you so much. I think it's obviously a powerful idea, a beautiful idea, and I can see that you're also willing to participate, right?
Sure, definitely. I am willing to join campaigns of peace.
Okay.
And the UPG family also want to work for the peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Ankita, you're back. You want to try?
Yeah, I want to try again. Hopefully my internet is better. Can everybody
Yes, we hear
me?
you.
Yeah. So the thing that I wanted to share, it's very brief. And by the way, I loved what Iki and Mariami said. I totally could understand instantly what Mariami said. I have read news articles about it. I personally, when I found out about the war in Ukraine, it was right on the date of February 24th. I have been very passionately following this updates, information since then, from reading from 2 to 3 news articles to get accurate information. One of the things that I want to mention clearly that no matter which nationality we are from, none of us represent the choices that our national leaders or we as a nation make. For example, whatever that is going on in the General Assembly and whatever that goes on in Security Council, I personally do not support or condone aggression by any form or means, and it is one of the worst things that can exist. So it's in my own power. I try to do everything that I can. I have even emailed some of Indian authorities to not condone war in Ukraine, and I have done my part, but I'm definitely willing to do more through UPG. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yemi.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ankita. I can see why the devil didn't want you to say that. But I'm happy that you were able to come back and reconnect. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's so much in there, but we are together. You're definitely in the right place. And I'm really happy that the idea is coming out that will allow us to do more together. Alexandra, and to any of the Ukrainians here, you can speak, but you got the mic, Alexandra.
Yeah, thank you, Yemi, for the opportunity to speak. And twice, at least twice, our leaders said about children, and I would really love to share this personal experience. I had to leave my home and to go far away from my home. It's about 500 kilometers from my home, with my sister and her almost 3 years old nephew. So my nephew, who is her son. And one day when we were not far from home, and I heard this explosion, the sound of explosions, or not explosion, but this boom, and these terrible sounds. They were close, and my sister told her son that honey, the storm is coming, the rain will start. And I was thinking, how many children, at least 5 or 6 years old, they understand it's not the sky that makes this sound. It's terrible. And I was so I can say happy, but maybe happy when I realized that he is too young to understand what is the nature of this sound. And I do hope this war will end and we will win, as I don't know what will be the victory, because we already lost a lot. Many peoples. I don't even say about infrastructure, buildings, many peoples. And I wish my nephew didn't realize the nature of this sound. And one more personal story. You say that we will come home. We all will come home. Oh, I do want to come home. I had to leave it, and I'm a little bit historian, and I have reasons to understand that there is a big chance that that I will not be able to come home. I pray that I can, but I'm not sure. And on February 24th, when I was with my backpack in front of my doors, I look at my apartment, and I said goodbye, because I realized that it could be the last time I see my home. And when I met other people who said, oh, we will come home in 2 days or in 3 days, I said, what? Really? Do you believe it? Because I remember 2014, when people left Donbass, when the war started. In 2014, for 8 years, they thought that they live for 2 days. They had only some clothes, one t-shirt, one trousers, and 2 books, and nothing more. And they didn't come back home. They still here, and which is and now they had to leave their homes for second time. And I remember the tragedy of Chernobyl in 1986, when there was evacuation from the Chernobyl, when it was the huge nuclear, correct me if I'm wrong,
explosion.
Nuclear
Nuclear
tragedy.
explosion.
Yeah, it was an explosion, and people from Chernobyl were evacuated, and authorities said them, you will come back in 1 week. They didn't come back home. And when I look at my apartment standing in front of my doors, I thought about Chernobyl, and I thought about 2014 and people from Donbass. And guys, I really want to come back home.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it just me, or is somebody cutting onions where you are as well? Yeah, it's like somebody must be cutting onions here, because same for you, right? Thank you, Julianne. I thought it was just me. We definitely want you to come home. We definitely want you to come home. Thank you. Now we're gradually coming to a close, so the floor remains open. Danka, I saw your hand go up and down. So if you want to speak, you just need to unmute. Alexandra, of course, you can continue. If you want to add something to what you said, you can. Okay. Danka, I think I saw your hand first before Jean-Marc. So
I
Danka,
can give the floor to Jean-Marc and then go to
okay.
me, because I have
All right. Thank you.
speech.
All right, Jean-Marc, please, you may unmute.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. My name is Jean-Marc. I come from Madagascar, and I just want to say to our sister here that here in Madagascar we are far from you, but every day many people are watching TV, looking for information about war in Ukraine. And I just want to tell you that we are with you. And I believe that this war will end. And I just want to say you courage. And even if we are far away from you, we are with you, and you are in our heart. Thank you, and courage, sister. Great.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. Thank you. All right, Danka, you got the mic, and then of course Oksana.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Yemi. Actually, while Alexandra was speaking, I just remember my story too, because I really realized how now I think that I'm one of lucky, because I was born in the western region of Ukraine, in Ternopil region. And I don't know, like if you see my story in Instagram, but till like it was like the most like silent region, and now it's like is like one of the most silent region in Ukraine. Because like only 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, there was like the first raid in Ternopil region. And for me, it was like bell that, oh no, it was one of the, I guess, I not check information, but I think it's one of the last region where was so silent, fully silent, but now it's not. And but now I feel like more safe than other people who like especially in the east of Ukraine, of course in Mariupol. And while Alexandra tell her story, I remind, because at the beginning when war started, I was in Kyiv with my sister. And for me, it was like, I don't realize how it will happen. I know that Alexandra maybe and another, you do it in first day, yeah? You live in first day, yeah. But for me, I just was wondering if it's safe or not safe, if leave Kyiv now or later, because in 2 days when we stay in Kyiv, after war began, there was like news from my sister that the colleague of her colleague just like пропав безвісти, як це сказати. Okay, they lose connected with them when they trying to escape from Kyiv, and we was just wondering, live Kyiv or not live Kyiv. And then we decided go to evacuation train, and we was this like so crowded train. And I remember 2 children who was in the same like cabin with us. And you know this rule, when a conductor, like the main woman in this train, go and tell everyone just like close the window, just no one should like do not recognize us, do not recognize this train. And there was a boy with like, I guess it was her sister, like 3 or 4 years, and he told her like, be silent, like just like, if just close the window, because if we not close the window, they come to us, they will shoot all us. And I said, oh no, it's like 3 years old or 4 years old child, and he realized what is it. Yeah. Yes, and also I have like another point, because I remind, it while Mariam from Georgia speak. Mariam, it's like message for you. Just if you're here, I just want to thank you, like that you come here, because I realize that you come because I think your nation also feel it when it was 2018 when Russian comes to Georgia. Actually, I know like only like few people who successfully escaped from Mariupol, and 2 family of them, they go to Georgia. Just like, I don't know why, but I think because we're so close mentally. Yeah. And another thing which I want to mention, somewhat different topic, about your project, about your ideas, about something you could do. I just, for example, I just connected with James Peak, yeah. He visited our previous sessions, and we connected with some Ukrainians media. And James like signed this volunteering form, and I asked him, what language do you know? And he said me, no Ukrainian, no European, but only English and Korean. Yeah, like, what could we do with Korean? And we decided to translate Ukrainian news in Korean, and now we have a group of volunteers. And it was like so funny case when another volunteer, he translated it from English. I reached them because of my friend. He translated from English to Korean, and then he wrote me like, there is some things which I can't like understand and translate it correctly. Could you help me? And I realized, what? Like he could understand it in English. How could I understand it in English? What should I do? Like something like that. But I just re-googled it and rewrite it to him. And he said, "Oh, okay, now I understand." So if you have like any ideas of any like poets, how you could be useful for Ukraine, you can like just share and do this action. And concerning video, you can also share this link which we shared with you, with your friends, and they also could join this like challenge to share and create video to Ukraine. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Very moving. Oksana, you got the mic. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, like to each person, each participant of today's event. Actually, when I heard how you are willing to help us with this video and about your ideas and everything, like the first time for these days, I felt, like powerful, because my only emotion these days was that I was helpless. It happened that I wasn't in Ukraine when the war started because I study here in Italy, but my family is, my parents and my 18 years old brother, and they cannot leave Ukraine because of the martial law. So basically my brother cannot leave and my parents stay there because of him. And I can do nothing, actually nothing. I stay here in Milan and just keep watching on what is going on. And I'm going crazy because of this. And I am 100% convinced that Danka and Alexandra feel the same way, because they stay in the relatively safe space and they feel constantly guilty that they are not doing enough. And today, finally, because of you, I felt this like a bit of power that we can do something. So thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Alexandra, you got the mic.
Yeah, Yemi, one thing I really want to say to you personally, if there was any second or any minute in your life when you hesitated that you started this big thing called United People Global, so uh, you see the result. You see this Korean people, well, not Korean people, but people who knows Korean language. And this is a very inspiring story. And I totally agree with Oksana that all of us, all of Ukrainians, even those who do some unreal things, all of us, we think that we not don't do enough. And psychologists say that it's normal, and I try to believe them, but it's not always possible. But I really try to believe them. And as for the Danka said about the beginning of this invasion, and I want to say that many of my friends received messages or phone calls on February 23, and people tell, leave Kyiv, leave it right now, grab your children, grab your documents and run away from the Kyiv. But nobody believed that. And actually we received these messages too, me and my husband. And the only thing I do on February 23 was that in the evening, while my husband was in shower, I took all of our documents, all of our documents, because I knew if something would start in the morning, and I was sure that it would start in the morning somehow, I don't know, then I won't be able to find all my documents. So somehow we were ready, somehow, only somehow, but we didn't really believe that it will come true, because it's so stupid. It's so stupid in 21st century to start this war, and it's already a third world war. And you see the scale of this of our losses and the scale of mass migration. And okay, this is terrible situation. However, I really want to say thank you one more time to all UPG family, because when we prepare this presentation, when we speak, when we see your eyes, when we feel your reaction, we really feel that we do something, and this something is very important. And we thank you for this feeling. This makes our voices valuable. Thank you for this understanding.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm going to give the love right back. I'm going to give the love right back to you. Once again, sorry, I'm dealing with my own insurgency here. Once again, we love the way that you use the platform. Thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to give the love right back to everybody who's here. Many of us feel powerless, but you can see that when we come together in some way, we are making a difference. Even if it's just making each other feel better. Sorry, I'm full-blown insurgency here. All right, let's see if we can make peace. Come, say hello. Sorry, just trying to make peace. All right, world peace right there. Say hello. Okay. So I think we need to find a way to close because the studio is being taken over here, and I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have anybody to help. So, can I just ask?
Goodbye, Daddy.
Thank you, Sugar. Can I just ask, as we usually do, we invite any closing thoughts. So we did start we did start a little bit after the hour, so we have just past 90 minutes, which we've done before. So if there are any closing thoughts from Danka, the team, or from anyone who wants to give a closing word briefly before we close. Sorry. So who would like to say any closing thoughts? All right, he's happy now. So Danka, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to shortly, it seems for me that every meeting we have this like kind of terrible or so sad news. But as Alexandra mentioned, next meeting we will try like, even like in the wartime, we will try do it more positive. We will try to tell you a story about how all Ukrainians are fighting, but not only directed in a like Ukrainian army forces defense, but also in different areas. It's like so big stories, and it's really okay, they really do our victory, do great for our victory. Yes. So just come to next meeting, and maybe I do not promise, but I will try to connect it with someone from these people, some like who is volunteer, or someone like write news on the shelters, to like learn more, that you could have opportunity to learn more the stories deeply. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Danka. We look forward to it. But please, don't feel the need ever to apologize for, I don't know, being sad, or for sharing sadness, or sharing anger. Please don't feel the need to apologize. You shouldn't walk away feeling like, oh my God, we were too dark. We didn't come here for fairy tales. Did anybody come here for fairy tale? No. There's enough misinformation and propaganda out there. We want to know how it really is. We want to know how you're really feeling. When we say, how are you? We don't want you to just say, oh, I'm fine. Right? There's enough of that. So please don't feel bad at all. This is why we came here. And as many people mentioned, we also feel bad. We feel terrible. I mean, I don't usually speak a lot about global events, but I'm speaking about this one. And I know I'm not alone. There are many people here who say they feel bad. If you ask my family, I'm affected by this. So please, if it goes to a place where we feel sad, or we feel like someone's cutting onions, no need to apologize, all right? Please. But we look forward to anything you want to share, whichever way it comes to you. All right, did anybody else want to share something before we close? Anybody else? Are we ready to close for this time? Okay. Then go, Ben. Go. After Ben, then we close? Ben, did you want to go?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I was going to just say that obviously, going on from what I said earlier, obviously I still mean that, but I felt like I missed the personal connection, obviously, every time we're here this week, and that's to see you guys, and to see the hope that you have, and the spirit that you have that kind of just pushes you to keep going. When I see you in the forum, I don't know, I've spoken to Dank on the forum, and you know, the energy, it's insane, really, when I think about it, that you guys are not only willing to share your voices with us, which is an honor for all of us here, but the fact that you're willing to do it with such bravery. And Alexandra, like you said, you know, the email that you got, for all we know, it could have had malware in it, it could have had something in it that could have infected, but you stand up for what you believe in. And that's the UPG, we literally spoke about that like last week, standing up for what you believe in. And when push comes to shove, you never really know if people are going to do it. But credit to all of you, you've done it. You stood up, you said, no, this is wrong. And, you know, this affects me, this affects my country, and I want to do something about it. And to everyone else that's here, that's listening and spending your time to listen to them and to help and to give them support, you're seeing something wrong and you're trying to help and you're trying to support. And I think there's something beautiful in that. It's, you know, it unites. It's sad that something so terrible has to happen to unite people, but it has, and it has united people. And some of the friendships that have been made here, some of the connections that have been made here, they last forever. You know, you guys have always got a place with UPG, and I think Yemi would say that 110%. So we're always here for you. We love you, and we hope that, you know, this can continue, you know, in a positive light in the future, and that one day we'll have a dance party here to celebrate the Russians. Well, in your own words, the Russians are fucked off. But thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much. I think you spoke words that many of us feel. Thank you. Alexandra, you got the mic.
Only few words. Thank you, Ben, for your kind and warm words. They are so supportive for us. And the whole world tell that Ukrainians are courageous people. Maybe you see it because it needs a lot of courage to speak in front of this international audience. And every week I personally collect the whole my power because I'm very emotional person, and it's very difficult for me to speak because for you to hear words from my mouth, I had to build the road through my heart. And it's really difficult. And I'm happy that I have this opportunity, that Yemi give us this opportunity to speak and to be in this very pleasant company, in this very kind family. Thank you, and be as courageous as all Ukrainians. With you, we are stronger. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. We've had a really powerful conversation today, and I want to remind everybody that just by being here is success. All right, in many ways, just by being here, we've achieved the objective. All right, I want to remind everybody that your presence is precious.
Daddy.
So please RSVP for next time. We're getting used to seeing your faces, your eyes, hearing your voice. Your presence is precious. Your voice is powerful. Now, I love the other ideas. So in case the noise is getting in the way, the first point I want to make is that by being here, we're achieving our objectives. Second point I'd like to make, if I'm allowed, is that the new ideas we have for action are good ideas, and we would love to support them. Okay, so for example, the idea about the video. So we will align with Danka, Alexandra, and Oksana, and we will also consider Mihaki's idea about telling people to not just record a video, but to get more. So we'll align. We'll post the updates on the forum. I don't have my mouse anymore, but there was a link we shared earlier about where we will post them. So just look out. Once we align, we will share it with the UPG community, okay? Anybody who wants to will be able to participate. Again, those who know me a little bit, Yemi is not a viral video kind of person, but hey, you know, there's a time and a place for every idea. So let's give this a shot. And in the spirit of what Danka requested, if you have ideas, reach out to them directly or post it on the forum. We never know what idea might work. And it doesn't have to work globally. If it works in one community or one country, it's worth it. Okay? But above all, this community we have is our objective. Please. So don't start judging us by how many views did our video get. That's not the goal here. Of course, if our video can get lots of views and change hearts and minds, yay. But above all, we have this safe space. So let's nurture this safe space. To the extent you know good people, invite them to RSVP and join us from any nation. We're bringing this to a close, so I would like to wish everybody a happy Easter, if you observe Easter. Ramadan Kareem to all those who observe Ramadan. I continue to pray, and I invite you, if you are religious, to pray for our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. As much as we all want a happy end, it's not possible while the war is going on. And so please, if you see a post you like it, share it. If you post something, put United for Ukraine hashtag or hashtag enforce the peace. You saw that picture that Alexandria shared with us, right? About the courage of the Ukrainians. This is not a fairy tale, people. In real life, Goliath usually beats David. You need some kind of intervention, especially Goliath with the mentality that the Russians have now, where the regions they say they want to save, they save them by destroying them. What kind of saving is that? So they will continue trying to save these regions until they destroy them. Many people will not have a home to go to. So if we want David to come out victorious in this war, we need to enforce the peace. We need to help leaders find the courage. We've spoken about courage today. World leaders need to find courage to enforce the peace. They can't be afraid that if they close the airspace, oh my God, it's World War III. They can't be afraid that if they send peacekeepers, oh my God, it's World War III. We cannot say that the lives of Ukrainians are not worth our blood. That's not humane. That is not humane when they are fighting for their own existence. They're not fighting for, some political issue. And as the Russians have explained to us, this is not about Ukraine. Just in case you came to this conversation late, even the Russians say, this is not about Ukraine. So what kind of humanity leaves Ukraine to fight alone for something that's not about Ukraine? This is just disgraceful, and my heart continues to bleed. I hope humanity finds the courage to enforce the peace. We cannot let Ukrainians, not just babies, not just mothers, not just women, men, soldiers, they shouldn't be dying. They didn't ask for this, and this is not about Ukraine. All right, thank you so much. As always, we close with the Ukrainian national anthem. I'm going to see if I can negotiate getting my mouse. Yep. Success. All right. So we close with the Ukrainian national anthem, and I will stand. I'm going to invite you if you want to stand with me as well. And then we close after this. Thank you so much. Let's listen to this one.
Ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці. Запануєм ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що
Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would say just thank you. All right. Stay safe. Happy Easter. Travel safely if you're traveling. Yeah, you can unmute your mic and say anything you want to say. Probably another couple of minutes before I close the room. But I love you. Let's keep working. All we have is each other. All right, and we're making a difference. More to come. All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Слава Україні!
Thank you, Oksana. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you,